Hi, and welcome to the first official doTERRA TV. So I've launched doTERRA TV so that I can make sure I commit to coming and teaching you guys something once a week, and just a place to store all of the other videos I've already done so that you can kind of get hold of it. So we're going to be talking about how you can guarantee happiness every single day. But first, for those of you who don't know me, what you want to know is, who on earth am I? Okay, so my name is Katie Woodland. I am a developmental psychologist, a complementary therapist, and a doTERRA wellness advocate. So I specialise in all things mental health, and using pretty much anything I can find out there that is going to be beneficial to the people I work with. So what you're going to say to me now is that guaranteed happiness is just not possible. Now, I understand exactly where you're coming from, because everybody has good and bad days. I get that. And there are people in the world who are really struggling. You know, some people are homeless, some people are starving, people have had horrific accidents, people are struggling with really, really quite debilitating physical and mental ill health. And I'm telling you that every single day you can have as a happy day. Right. So I understand that people are struggling, and I am in no way, shape or form minimising the pain that people are going through. I need you to understand that first. Hi, Anne. Thank you for joining again. I hope you're going to enjoy this video. I'm really excited to show you and talk to you about happiness and hopefully help you out. So thank you very much for joining again, all the way from over the pond, because I know you're not even here in the UK. So yes, I understand that people are struggling, okay, with lots of different things in their lives, but this is the key to happiness: is how you look on your day dictates how your day will be. Okay, so your perceptions absolutely create your reality. Okay, so this is a really, really difficult thing to get over, and I know particularly when somebody's struggling with mental ill health such as depression, actually seeing anything positive is very, very difficult and sometimes impossible. But I guarantee you, if you are able to change the perception of what's going on in your life, you'll be able to then start seeing the good things. Because even when we're having really, really bad days, there's usually one small little glimmer of light, and if you can grasp hold of that and take that away from your day, you will start to see that you're having really, really happy days just every single day. So the problem with not realizing that focusing on happiness and focusing on the positive, the real problem is that you actually miss all of the wonderful opportunities that are potentially open to you. And I was listening to a book, Think and Grow Rich, I don't know, a couple of years ago, and there's a story that he talks about, Napoleon Hill talks about, that really, really stuck with me. Whenever I'm feeling really like, oh my God, I just can't deal with this, I don't know what's going to happen, I don't know where I'm going to go. So, you know, when you're just so overwhelmed by everything. And there's a story about a guy who, I don't know what type of Christian preacher he is. So he has a church. I just genuinely can't remember. So, and he has been promoting and trying to get money. They needed £1 million to repair the church. Otherwise it was going to close down, or whatever it was they needed to do. They needed £1 million, and they'd been trying to get this money for months and months and months. And this was the last day that they had to get the money, and he needed £1 million. And so far they had raised nothing or pittance. And he stood up doing his sermon, and he just said, okay, we have so many hours left. We need £1 million. If we don't have this £1 million, the church folds, we go under, we just have to finish. And as he continues doing his sermon, at the end, he's saying goodbye to everybody. And one of the congregation walks up to him and says, I'll give you the money. And he's like, okay, well, how much? And he says, no, I'll give you the money. Come and see me after, and I'll write you a check. You'll have all the money you need. Now, had this preacher or father or whoever he was woken up that day and gone, £1 million, never going to happen. No point me going, no point me talking, no point me asking, no point me being positive, no point me even considering that this money can turn up. He probably wouldn't have spoken about it, which means he'd never had the money. Or he may have said it in such a way that the guy who was giving him the money was just like, well, you don't deserve it. So by believing that your day can be phenomenal opens up the possibilities for it to be phenomenal. The problem is you have to believe it first, and this is what's really, really difficult. So you just need to start opening your mind to the fact that tomorrow is unwritten. So when you wake up in the morning, what's going to happen hasn't happened yet. You genuinely don't know. And for anybody who's struggling with anxiety, that is when the fear kicks in, because you just don't know what's going to happen. But as much as to say you don't know what's going to happen because it could be negative, it could be really, really happy and really positive and phenomenal. But because you're so trapped where you are, you're just closing all those opportunities down. So if you can hold on to a positive emotion for 17 seconds, and it's only 17 seconds, so that's minuscule in the grand scheme of your day, 17 seconds, you can change the way that you're feeling, change your outlook, and maybe open yourself up to those possibilities. Now, the best time to feel phenomenal is as soon as you wake up, because your brain's still in the alpha state. It's still really chill, really, really relaxed. There's a lot less resistance going on. So a great thing to do is just wake up and recall something that was the best thing ever, and just bask in that phenomenalness for a couple of minutes, before you get out of bed, before everything else happens. And anytime you feel yourself kind of going a bit off kilter during the day, focus on 17 seconds of happiness. Okay, and I'm going to give you like 3 little tricks in a minute, which is going to help give you those 17 seconds of happiness. But there's a lady called Esther Hitt who I find hilarious. She is quite spiritual, so if you're not really into spirituality in the universe, don't Google her, because you probably won't enjoy what she says. But if you are, she's definitely worth Googling. But so she was talking about these 17 seconds, and her advice is, if you wake up and your first thoughts are really negative, and you miss that 17-second window, just go back to sleep and try again. And she literally just says, well, who cares, set your alarm and go back to sleep again, try again. Because if you haven't got out of bed and you haven't really got bogged down all by the negativity, you still have an opportunity to find that happiness. So that's a tiny little takeaway. 17 seconds is all it takes to just be happy, and be happy in the long term. And you have to keep doing it, don't get me wrong. Bad things happen to everybody throughout the day, but it's what you choose to do after that really has a huge effect on the rest of your day and the rest of your life. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to go through the happiness tricks. Okay, so I've got 3 for you. Okay, so the first one is laugh. Laugh so hard that you think you're going to wet yourself. Now, this is the best piece of advice I can give anyone, and I mean, like, laugh as much as you can. Like, kids laugh like 200 or 300 times a day. This is why their world is just amazing. They're just giggling all the time. Now, kid laughter is infectious, but if you don't have any children to hand, use YouTube. YouTube is full of free funny, like free. Cats and cucumber. I mean, my sister showed me that and I thought it's hilarious. My personal favourites are there's monkeys, and there's one, and I can't think about it without laughing, because it had such an impact on me. And it's Monkey Kicks Man. Okay, now it was so bad because I felt so guilty, because it was just so funny, and I couldn't even tell my partner why I was crying with laughter, and I had to rewind the TV and show him. And every time, for 3 or 4 months afterwards, I watched it 18 months ago and I still giggle when I think about it. 3 or 4 months afterwards, I couldn't compose myself enough to tell my clients, go and watch this video. Now, when you laugh, okay, here's the science, it cuts off cortisol production instantly. Now, that's not to say the cortisol is not still in your system. It'll stay in your system for about 6 hours after a stressful event, but it stops you creating more, okay? It also then kickstarts serotonin production. So serotonin is your happy hormone, cortisol is your stress hormone. And cortisol also then goes on to cause depression, anxiety, and PTSD and physical health issues. So you want to stop cortisol as much as you can. In general life, it is useful if you've got to, you know, do something. But in general life, we don't want to be flooded with cortisol. We want to be flooded with serotonin, and we want to feel phenomenal. Okay, so laughing does that for you, and I recommend everybody create their own little bank of funny. So just use YouTube, create your own little playlist, and find 30 to 40 second funny clips. And the reason I say 30 to 40 second rather than minutes is you want to be able to then watch that, laugh, imprint the funniness, and then recall it when you need it, because there may be times where you can't get on YouTube and you just need something that's going to bring back that funniness. And I can replay that monkey kicking the man. He is fine, by the way, but when you watch it, it's pretty hilarious. I can replay that and it just makes me giggle, it makes me feel good. And if I can then recall that for 17 seconds, I will change my whole outlook. Okay, so laugh, 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 and laugh. But I mean laugh hard. And you need to make sure that you are laughing at least once a day. Okay, I mean, like, you know, wake up laughing, go to bed laughing, laugh, 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 laugh. Okay, so the second happiness trick is sunshine, okay? And thankfully in the UK today, it is beautiful outside, okay? Getting outside, and obviously wear some cream, look after yourself, don't go burning, that's dangerous. But getting outside, obviously you get your vitamin D, and you only need to be outside for 10 to 15 minutes a week to get enough vitamin D. So you don't even have to go outside a lot, okay? But serotonin production is increased when you're outside and when you're getting sunshine, okay? So, I mean, this is why they do things like light therapy for people who struggle with seasonal affective disorder. By being in the UV light, it creates serotonin and makes you feel good. So get outside. And while you're outside, go for a walk. Exercise also increases all your happy hormone production, makes you feel good. Getting a bit of exercise is obviously good for you. So get outside when you can. And then the third happiness trick is gratitude. Okay, so whether you are woo-woo spiritual or not, okay, this is really important. There's so much science behind the effectiveness of gratitude now, that it's one of the things that I make all of my therapy clients do. And the reason being, so it comes back to me talking about perceptions at the very beginning of this little video, is that when you are able to focus on the good things you have right now, it opens your mind to seeing more good things and being aware of more good things. Now, you can do a formal gratitude practice where you wake up and you write 10 things you're grateful for first thing in the morning, and then 3 things you're grateful for last thing at night. But you don't have to. You can just, every time you go to have a glass of water, you can just say to yourself, I am grateful for the fact that I have fresh, clean running water. And drinking this glass of water is going to revitalize my cells and give me energy. And that is enough, okay? So you don't have to formally write it. You can just think it. Every time you go to cross the street, you know, and you're using a zebra crossing, I'm grateful for the zebra crossing because it means I don't have to wait a gazillion hours for the traffic to stop before I can cross the road. I am grateful for the internet because it enables me to speak to so many people that I may not have been able to speak to before. So it doesn't have to be something formal. It doesn't have to be this big, huge woo-woo thing. And they don't have to be big things that you're grateful for. Some days, and if you're struggling with depression or anxiety, you may just be grateful for the fact that you have all your hair. You may be grateful for the fact that you have a bed, that you have a home, that you have somebody you can talk to on Facebook. It doesn't have to be a huge thing. When you're grateful for the little things, you really start to see just how phenomenal your life is. And that is when you really start to be happy a lot more of the time. Okay, so those 3 happiness tricks again: laughter, sunshine, and gratitude. They will change your life. Okay, and if you can do all 3 every single day for 7 days straight, okay, just 7 days, and see how you are. I'd love you to let me know how you are right now. Do it for 7 days and get back in touch on the same video and just say, Jesus, this was like the easiest thing in the world, completely free. Now, if you're in the UK, I can't guarantee you're going to get 7 days of sunshine. This is not a weather forecast. I am not putting myself in front of that train wreck. But even if it's raining, there may be a few glimmers in the clouds, and you may be able to get out for 5 minutes. But definitely make sure you're laughing and you're being grateful every single day, and sunshine when you can. Now, what you want to do now is, because, you know, I like cheating and I like making life easy. And some days you literally just can't get out of bed. Some days you're really struggling, and no matter how many times you've rolled over and gone back to sleep, you know, you have to get up, you have to go to work, you have to sort your kids out, you have to do so many different things, and you need that extra boost. And this is where essential oils come in. So, you know, sometimes, don't get me wrong, I get it. Sometimes things are just so overwhelming that you can't even think of anything good. You try watching your happy videos and they just don't work. You can't think of any positive things, and it is black clouds. Okay, this is like bad days. And so doTERRA recently, I say recently, maybe about 12 months ago, created an emotional aromatherapy kit. And it is phenomenal. But I'm just going to talk about one of the oils from that kit. And this is chia. So I don't know whether you can see that, but it's kind of a little yellow bottle. Now, this oil is designed to help you combat feelings of gloom, distress, disinterest, and really cheer and uplift the mind, body, and spirit. Okay, so that's the little blurb for this oil. Now, it's made of citruses and spices. Now, citruses are so good for uplifting, relieving anxieties, relieving feeling really sad, really feeling overwhelmed, and it just really does promote feelings of positivity. I mean, if you smell citrus things like lemons, oranges, grapefruits, they are just so uplifting. And the benefits of all the spices is that it gives it a deeper smell. So citruses are quite volatile, so they just kind of like, you spray them, they're gone. Now, obviously, the benefit of an oil is it doesn't matter whether the smell's gone because it's penetrated your system. Yeah. And you know that they'll stay with you for a couple of hours. So you're going to get loads of goodness from this. So the way you'd use chia is if you wake up and you just can't get hold of anything positive, you try rolling over, you wake back up again, you know that you need just 17 seconds of happy. Okay, so what I would do is, if I wake up and I just can't feel good, I grab my bottle of chia, I apply a couple of drops to the back of my ears, and I put a drop to my wrist as well, and I rub it together, and that's so I can smell it. And these are your pulse points, your emotional pulse points. So if you're after your emotions, this is where you want to go. And you can use the back of your neck as well, but I tend to do my ears and my wrists. And then what I do is I roll back over, and I have my hands like this, okay, so that I can smell it. And I set my alarm for half an hour. And the reason I do half an hour is because a power nap is a good 20 odd minutes. So it means you're going to fall back to sleep, get a bit of a power nap, and 20 minutes is the time it takes for that one drop to penetrate every single cell of your body. It takes like 20-30 seconds to get into your system, but it takes 20 minutes to just penetrate. Okay, so you're going back to sleep for a 20-minute power nap. You're going to get that extra sleep that you possibly needed. You're going to have the whole of your body feeling positive when you wake up, and that is going to enable you to spend the first 17 seconds of being awake focused on something good. Okay, Now, as with all essential oils, if you are really struggling, use it every 2 hours. But if you're kind of just bumbling along, morning and night will keep you going. And if, like me, it's very infrequent, but sometimes you just need that added boost, maybe once a day. So for less than £1 a day, you can have 30 days guaranteed of happy, just by using this morning and night. Okay, so less than £1 a day. I would absolutely spend £1 a day to feel phenomenal. But it's up to you. So if you want to get hold of a bottle of cheer, obviously it's in the Facebook shop. You go straight to the website. But if you are savvy and you want a discount, everybody wants it cheaper, you want 25% off, you want me to support you, you get, part of the wholesale membership is, yes, you get cheap oils and you get free products and you get all that stuff, but you get me to look after you, me to support you on your wellness journey. So if you want me to help you, then absolutely, please don't buy on the website. Send me a message and we will set up your wellness journey and you will have me supporting you through it. So that is the end of this video. I'm just going to quickly recap because obviously I've spoken a lot. So wake up, 17 seconds, feel happy, feel phenomenal, laugh as much as you can, get outside and be thankful, and then cheat with some cheers. So have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday. And I'm going to try and do these every Wednesday at 11:30, but my schedule doesn't always comply. But I will be pre-warning you from now on, thanks to Be Live TV. So have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday. Please comment with any questions, and I look forward to supporting you on your wellness journey.